Hi, I'm Mark, I'm one of the wardens here at Arne, and what I'm going to do today is talk you through some of the management we do here. So obviously the heathland's a really special place for all this wonderful wildlife, but it's not just here by accident. And if you can hear in the background now, you've got guys cutting down some of the tall leggy gorse, which has lost its wildlife value. So if we take a look at this gorse here, you can see it's really leggy and overstood. I don't know if you can get right in there and have a look. You can see it's very bare, and this is probably about 15-year-old gorse. And when it gets to this sort of stage, what we do is come along and actually cut it at the bottom, and that coppices it and it regenerates from that. So if we just have a look over here, this is kind of what we're looking for, and particularly Dartford warblers. If you look at this sort of gorse when you get a nice dewy morning, it's absolutely covered, glistening with cobwebs. And small bushy gorse like this harbours loads and loads of small invertebrates, especially spiders, which is obviously ideal food for Dartford warblers. So how do we get from the tall overstood leggy gorse to the gorse with wildlife value? Take a look this way. This is the sharp end of wildlife conservation. So we've got some of our team out here doing the gorse management. So they've got this patch of gorse here that's obviously overstood, lost its value, really leggy, wouldn't harbour much at all. And they're copping it out. You can see here, they're taking it right down to the base, and from that it'll regrow, and initially it'll create like a little igloo that when we have the cold weather like we've had this winter with the snow covers it and forms like a little microclimate inside, which will keep those insects alive, which will keep the Dartford warblers alive. So once it's cut down, we obviously have to remove it from the heath, because heaths are a very nutrient low habitat, and if we left the detritus on the heath, all the nutrients would go back into the heathland soil. We obviously need low nutrients, so the easiest way to do this is to actually burn it as we go along. Here, because we're working in a very confined area, we're burning it by hand, but when we've got bigger patches to do out on the open heath, we'd use a tractor to actually do the burning. And although that looked all very dramatic and destructive, I can assure you, if you were to come back in 5 years' time, it would look exactly like this. Nice, short, clumpy, low to the ground gorse, ideal habitat for Dartford warbler. And we do all our work in the winter, because obviously this is when the outside of the breeding season, so less disturbance is caused. And yeah, it's essential work to maintain this habitat. In fact, this kind of stuff would have been going on years ago with the people, the commoners on the heaths, who would have been cutting this gorse to use as fuel in their bread ovens. It burns very hot, and it was ideal for baking bread. So this is just a management practice carrying on how the heaths would have been kept in the past, and we're just continuing that line.